Hi Gemini, and welcome. This will be from the 1st to the 15th of July. My intention is to start bringing content back into YouTube. What I would appreciate if you could like or share the video and sort of make it a little bit of a teamwork. And what that will do is create momentum and create more energy behind the work. Also, what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to start doing a fortnightly reading for the collective energy, because I've been finding it increasingly hard to keep personal readings out of what's going on in the collective. So someone suggested that I try to do it that way, so I'm going to give it a go, see if people can get their messages without it being mixed up with everything that's going on around us. Okay, so bear with me and check out the reading when it's up there, and we'll just see if we can make it work with what's going on in the world. So I picked two Lenormand cards for you before I start shuffling the deck. You got a lovely couple of cards here, Gemini. You got the card of choices. This card is generally about a choice which leads to, I want to use the word ascension, but it's a word that I don't love that much, actually, to tell you the truth, because it's so overused. But it's a choice that leads to a better place for you, and it's right next to the solar card, which is the sun. Incredibly potential here for some great success, to tell you the truth, Gemini. And I'm so pleased I'm saying that, because everyone else's readings have been quite intense. But there's some potential for making a real decision that's going to impact and transform your life here. So very, very beautiful. North Node is in Gemini, so that's where all the energy is for the next 18 months. Gemini rules the lungs, of course, so it also rules, you know, it's about expression, communication, which is what you're here to do. Express yourself, Gemini. But I'm very intrigued what those cards are about. It would seem to me there's some real potential to move your life in a way that's incredibly fulfilling. And what I'm really, really hoping is the cards reflect the Lenormand cards, which you're my third reading and everyone else's has. Okay, so yeah, Venus, you had retrograde for a very long time. It's starting to rise again. So there's just so much energy in your sign. So I think that's what those cards were about. When there's so much focus on your sign, there's so much incredible potential to rise in your own solar identity. So let me shuffle the cards that reflect the 1st to the 15th. The two cards that you're leaving behind will be the last few days of June. Sorry, what's going on? Queen of Wands and the Fool card. Wow. So this isn't a person. I mean, the Queen of Wands is such a powerful sexual energy, by the way. So this could be your Venus going retrograde. And I bet you've been going through an awful lot of deep reflection here, Gemini. And because the Queen of Wands always arises out of, you know, sometimes you're feeling stuck. Everything feels it's not going your way, and then the Queen of Wands and the Fool emerges. It's about new potentials, new opportunities. This might be a person, a fire sign, not specific around gender. I never do readings that way. Sometimes it appears that way. This could be a fire sign and a brand new beginning happening with a fire sign. It could be about your sense of confidence, your solar energy coming forward. And the Fool, I mean, the Fool carries no karma, okay? There is such a thing as having no difficult memories that dictate your destiny, Gemini. Especially the fact you've had Venus in your sign. I bet you've been doing so much psychological releasing work. And that's how the Fool comes, because you become this free energy moving forward to create your destiny. I think for some people, it's almost a sense of, oh my gosh, for the first time in my life, I feel myself. I don't know. Beautiful card. So now what you want is a Two of Swords. Okay. The gift is a Ten of Cups. The challenge is the Ace of Wands. Yeah. Which is initiation. Could just be the timing, but we'll find out more. Page of Pentacles in your relationships. This is about something new. Can be, I don't know if that's relevant. Page of Pentacles is quite often about trying to heal a gap between two people. Nine of Swords and money and work, yeah. So maybe some of you have lost your job, or maybe some of you are fearful about what lies ahead for us as the world. So there's a lot of anxiety. Six of Pentacles in a soul position. This tends to be very often about going for an interview. Then you get the Five of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands. Any ace or any major after that? Oh, Page of Cups. Okay, I'll try and find out more. There's something going on around your work and finances, Gemini, look. And I'm sort of not really surprised what I need to do. I'm going to stop at the 5 then, and then try and clarify the cards about what's... 3 cards, please. Maybe some of it. Oh, I really wouldn't worry too much. So the wheel would probably be the solar energy that you got, which is some sort of success and some sort of significant victory. So, and because the Six of Pentacles is a soul position, it can be very, very often, it can be about receiving support. Sometimes it's giving it, sometimes it's receiving it. Energetically, they're both the same thing. But then, because the Five of Pentacles is here, I think it's probably more about, this is about financial stress. Six of Pentacles, I bet you, is going for an interview then, and look at your outcome. Fortuna, Goddess of Good Fortune, and the Ten of Cups is the gift, which is rainbow after the storm, some sort of light coming your way. Anything else you can send? Yeah, look, and you get the Ten of Pentacles. So, and this is about going for a job. I really, 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 if these were my cards, I would 100% success here, by the way. Okay? Because I think your biggest challenge is definitely financial stress and anxiety. Remember, Gemini, I know it's hard to control your mind, but if you don't want it in your future, imagine your mind is a big movie set, and everything that you're projecting onto this movie set is the reality that you're going through. And I know it can be really, really hard to hack that and have some mindfulness and start to invite in Fortuna. So inviting in Fortuna is just about praying for some grace, praying for Fortuna. She's a goddess, Italian goddess, to send you the support that you need, okay? Something's coming your way. Now what you want is a Two of Swords. So I don't know, because the Two of Swords is a card of stopping and peace. I can't decide if that's what you want, or if what you want is, or if you want the Two of Swords to stop. Because the Ace of Wands is a challenge. So these are two opposites. The Ace of Wands is a starter engine, and the Two of Swords is a pause. So I don't know what, some Geminis have actually really appreciated the process they've been in. So they've taken lemons and made lemonade essentially with it. Yeah. because especially with these cards behind you, it looks like there's been so much clearing of that Venus. And Venus is about what we love, what our essential needs are in this lifetime. So it looks like there's been a lot of rethinking and reflection. So I don't know if the Two of Swords is you actually want things to get moving. So what's the Two of Swords about is what Gemini wants. So Two of Swords, so the Star card is grace. Beautiful that you've got grace and fortuna. This is about receiving divine support, divine help. It's always there for us, Gemini, if we open ourselves up to it. And it would seem to me there's definitely a little bit of financial stress here going on, okay? Now look at your gifts. Two Tens, which are really happy completion cards. This is a rainbow after a storm. It looks like to me the storm is particularly going on around your resources. Yeah. And the Ten of Pentacles. So both of these cards are a really positive fulfillment of, by the looks of it, something to do with rebalancing out the Pentacles. It's very unoften I get a purely Pentacle reading, but it sort of feels like that to me a little bit. And with the Ace of Wands as the challenge, there's a feeling that maybe things aren't moving fast enough. And I probably think because of the state of the world, that's what's going on for most people. It's like we've been in this massive pause card. I'll see and find out what more's going on. So the Page of Pentacles in your relationships. Page of Pentacles tends to bring something new. What's interesting is I pair these cards together. I've got loads of pairing cards because sometimes it's the opposites that we have to work with, the opposites to get the solution. The Page of Pentacles is about bridging a gap. I think this might be, and even though it's fallen in your relationship sector, which tends to be romance, doesn't always show up that way. I'm wondering if this is about some potential. Because if you look at the Five of Pentacles, someone's putting this hat into the light. So they're trying to resolve an issue. And that's generally how I read the Page of Pentacles. If it's not about that, this is about the potential that exists in a relationship. So the Page of Pentacles tends to be about some sort of form. I mean, it could be simple. It's two people exploring what this Page of Pentacles is about. So it could be you and a partner looking at a potential business, looking at a potential new chapter in your life. Yeah. I'm really not sure what that Page of Pentacles is. It doesn't often show up in a relationship reading unless it's with some sort of bridge being gapped. There's a Page of Pentacles about the Chariot. So the Chariot is about two people knowing the direction of the relationship. And even though it's a page, it's like a new chapter. I mean, it's quite early days, but it's like something new, something that's got loads and loads of potential here to be very long lasting, because it's the Pentacles that make something into stability. I mean, the Page of Cups is feelings, the Wand is about sexuality, but it's the Pentacles that bind a relationship together. Yeah. Now, money and work is where the anxiety is. Okay. It's going to be very common to have this going on at the moment. And tell me more about this Nine of Swords. Yeah, it's with the Seven of Swords. So it's almost like there's a lack of clarity. So things come into conclusion when they get to the 10. But being in a 9 and a 7, it's almost a feeling that There's a lot of anxiety, nothing's moving fast enough. And with the Seven of Swords, it's almost like a feeling of analysis paralysis. You're stuck in a gateway, nothing's moving, okay? Deep breath. We need to invite grace in. You're my third reading, and the other person's grace was in a relationship. That's where the grace card showed up. And yours is definitely going on in work and finances. The Seven of Swords is a little bit like, oh my God, do I go forward? Do I go backward? What do I do? So that's maybe where the sense of choices is coming from. And a sense of, you know, sometimes we do a job, don't we? Sometimes to make a living, to meet our needs. And then we do something that we love for our creativity, for our passion, for our sense of vocation. Some people get, and it's the same thing, and other times we carve two different destinies. So we have our creative stuff, and then we have our work stuff. I don't know, there seems to be a little bit of a, when there's a lot of survival needs going on, I think it's always best to focus on the survival need first. And then from that, when our basic needs are met, we move forward to the next stage. In fact, sometimes it pushes us to create something new, okay? Six of Pentacles at a soul level, I think that's about going for an interview, by the way, or receiving some sort of support from someone. I tend to get it and see it showing up when someone goes for an interview. It's the Emperor card. I am and I will. The Emperor is the part of us that goes out to make a living in the world. It's Aries. We all have an Aries. We all have a part of us. It's the pioneer that sets forward, that declares, I've got some basic needs to meet and I just have to go meet them. Okay? We're all the same. Well, maybe we're not all the same, but when my survival needs are activated, these are my cards, Gemini, trust me. Anyhow, let me carry on. The outcome of the 2 weeks, so this is going up to about July, mid-July. You're still in the Five of Pentacles. But then Fortuna comes, the Wheel of Fortune comes. I want to help soothe your mind a little bit. Can you tell me a little bit more about Gemini's financial situation? You've got some sort of news that's going to come your way. Knight of Cups. So the Wheel of Fortune is a goddess called Fortuna. Yeah. When I get in dire situations, sometimes I do, it's always Fortuna I turn to. Yeah. And I just ask for her help and for her support, and I ask for Gracie's help and support. It always gets there, Gemini. Sometimes at the last minute, because the Knight of Cups is always also a card of news coming your way, some sort of cup, some sort of offer coming your way of support. And it's the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles works as a team. So some of this support might be coming through your relationships, by the way. This might be about receiving a tip, receiving some sort of support. So I think there's this process going on. But because of the Seven of Swords and the Lenormand cards and where you've been, I think some of you have got a vision. And it's not only about survival, it's about thriving, maybe. Wanting to bring something else into the world. I don't know where that's coming from. A lot of people don't like the Seven of Swords card. I don't read it that way. I mean, look at it. He's in a gateway. Before sees future. And he's looking behind at these opportunities in the past, yeah? So he's in this, I call it analysis. Oh my gosh, just sort of, it's feeling a little bit stuck and a lot of overthinking. Now, when we have survival needs, we have survival needs. That's the end of it. But it doesn't have to be the end of the story. I think whatever survival needs you have are going to be resolved, Gemini. I really do with these cards. But I think there's something more going on for some of you. It's a sense of passion, a sense of destiny, a sense of emergence, you know, this energy. Because if you've been Venus retrograde in your sign, it's almost like you've been deep, deep, deep in the underworld. And when we're in the underworld, we're clearing out the past stories. We're getting ourselves ready for a new sense of destiny. And some of you have got that going on here. I'd love you to call in the star. The star's Grace and Fortuna to help you and guide you through this period that you're going through. They're so easy to do, Gemini. You don't need to pay someone $1,000 to do it. We just need to open up and allow the energy in and direct the intention. And if right at the moment is towards survival need, that's where it's going. And then from there, we begin to ascend, we begin to work towards bringing some sort of new force into the world. One more thing I want to say before I end. If some of you have had a relationship division, this is about trying to heal the gap between you and someone else. Pair these two cards together all the time. Look, bridging a gap. And because it's earth energy, it's real, yeah? So sometimes it's all water, it's all ephemeral, or air, but because it's earth, it's in your hand. You can see it, you can touch it, and you can feel it. Don't live, Gemini, on this planet with unresolved energy. It creates so much suffering, unresolved stories and unresolved energy. And because you've got the Fool card, it's like you see that. So there might be a little bit of a clean-up job here with a dynamic from the past. Anyhow, Gemini, I swear, Fortuna, go quickly to Gemini. Bring them what they need now. And I'll speak to you later, Gemini. Bye.